Hi everybody, we are back with another update. I am going to tell you all about what I've been doing. Today I've been productive, but I also had an exam, so it allotted me the time to be productive. I am here watching this dog, and I know he's gonna want to eat this. So, what is new? I just finished my first block exam for cardio. It was an absolute, I want to say, bombshell. It was everything I thought it was gonna be in the worst way. I am not in any way trying to be a cardiologist. I know that for a fact, been known that. Is that English? But, sir, do you wanna be up in here? So basically, I have been watching this dog. I'm here, we know I'm not a cardiologist. I really know that deep down in my heart. And sometimes it's good for you to know what you don't want to be so you can focus on other things, if that makes sense. So that exam was super duper hard. I was given UWorld by my school, and that's been really great because I've been able to do practice questions regarding specific topics. And so for cardio specifically, we were doing valvular disease, we were doing arrhythmias, we were doing the pharmacology for that, as well as just, you know, what happens with atherosclerosis. And, you know, it's a lot, but we're expected to know this for boards. And so that was a great thing that I've added to my study regimen. I think for right now, I really enjoy going to lecture live, watching lecture, then after lecture, I do the Anki cards that I completed while the teacher was speaking. If I do those right after the lecture, it brings to memory what actually was high yield because I just listened to it during lecture. And so I'm able to like kind of recharge and refocus my memory and what I need to remember for the test, because studying for the test is different than what actually is going to be on boards. There's teachers that will focus on other things that they think are applicable to like clinical practice, but that might not necessarily be on step 1, which is what I am required to pass in the summer. And I don't know, I guess it really hasn't hit me that I have to take step, but it's going to. It's going to. Without a matter of doubt, I know it's going to, but it just hasn't yet. And I'm really liking it. I'm really liking that it hasn't. I have been going in on pharmacology and just making sure I know, like, okay, I see this drug, where should I categorize it in my brain? But other than that, socially, school is interesting. It was my birthday. That was really fun. I went out with some of my friends and we tried a new restaurant in town, so that was cool. But I'm trying to acclimate between having good times with people who are along this medical school journey with me, as well as me just like relaxing and enjoying what I have right now, which is a beautiful view and peace, quiet. Oh my gosh, guys, look at the deer. The baby's there too. They're having fun. Okay, so I'm back. Basically, it's not the best idea to hang out with people from school and only talk about school. And what I've come to figure out is that I don't like doing that and I don't want to do that. School is not my life. It's something that I choose to do right now. Like, I actively am choosing to want to do this, but it isn't everything that I do. I like to watch dogs, I like to try new restaurants, I like to hang out with my family, and they came down for my birthday. So, you know, life is short and medical school is very challenging. However, it's not your whole entire life. A lot of times people are consumed with medical school, and I'm just like, I mean, I know you gotta study to perform for exams, but it is not the end all be all. There's people who don't end up finishing medical school, not because it's hard. It's something they've had an epiphany on and they're like, no, this isn't for me. I haven't had that, but like, it just is interesting to consider like where I am in this moment right now. I know a lot of people, and I was in a call yesterday with a physician from Delaware, and he was just like, you guys are very, very privileged to be in your space and where you are right now. Like, it's hard, it's a grueling journey, but there's a lot of people who don't make the cut, and you guys need to remember that you guys are in a position to be leaders and to help your future patients, but also remember, this is something that you've chosen to do. It isn't who you are 100%. Like, you are also a sister, you are also a friend, you are also a niece, you are also a granddaughter. And it's interesting that someone who's that advanced in their career wanted to make sure that we knew that yesterday. And I feel like just there's been a lot of reflection within the last couple of days for me. As I said before, it was my birthday, and with, you know, moving on to a new year in your life, there's a lot to consider, a lot to appreciate, a lot to look forward to, and a lot to reflect upon. And my birthday was just beautiful. I was able to see some beautiful, like beautiful scenery, because the beauty of having a birthday in fall is the changing of the leaves. As well as I went to get food with my friends the night of my birthday, and there was this little girl. She was the cutest. Her name was Kaylee, and I'll never forget her name. She looked at me with the biggest eyes. She was an African American little girl. She saw me walk through the door, and she was just like, oh my gosh. Not that she's not seen an African American person, because she has family who also are at the restaurant, but it's a privilege to be looked up to. Not that I think I've done anything special, but the way you carry yourself and the way you just are sometimes is intimidating to people, but sometimes it also inspires people. And in that moment, she was like, oh, can I have a hug? You can come to my birthday party. Meanwhile, she was so young, she couldn't even say her actual birthday, but she was just like, you could see it in her face. And to know that someone was that, I don't want to say enamored, but you know what I'm trying to say, with me and where I am, and I don't even feel like I've done anything grand. I'm just in certain places at certain times. Like, that's really it. It was just a very humbling moment that you never know your impact on somebody. And I was talking to her about like her nails being done and just like little things that little girls love, and she's having an Elsa birthday party. I can't forget to say that. But yeah, life is very interesting as I enter my next, I mean, I'm not in my next decade, but going on forth to my next decade. Like, it's going to be really interesting where I end up. I mean, school is cool, except for some of the classes that I'm taking, as I said before, but like, everything is going well. I'm happy to be in the space that I am. I'm happy to be looking at the sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. And it just reminds me that life is short. You guys need to surround yourself with good people. You might not be always in the best predicament, whether it's with your family, your friends, in school, doing things that you might not want to do. But if you can stop and be encouraged by the things you do have, like breath, and that's kind of hard for me to say because my family member who's in the hospital doesn't seem to be doing well. But if you can stop and just relish on the good in life, the peace that you have, and take deep breaths just like I did, life is good. Life is okay. We're here, and we thank God that we'll probably see another day because some people are not that fortunate. And yeah, everything that you're doing is temporary. Whether it's something you think will be forever, a relationship you'll keep forever. But like me right now, within my first semester of my second year of medical school, it's something I'll never experience again. But these were just some of my reflections today. And although it's not all probably cohesive, it's there. And as long as you show up for yourself, show up for the future person you want to be, show up for the little girls that look up to you or the little boys that look up to you, just keep pushing. That's all you really can do.